Welcome back. So we've looked at two of the three categories of leadership theory, leader-focused and follower-focused. The third category is relationship-focused leadership theories. LMX, or leader-member exchange, is one of the major relation-based theories, and it's important for virtual teams. But before we go into that, let's recap the progression of leadership history that arrives at LMX theory. The earliest paradigm is the leader who is indispensable for achieving great success, and the theories focused on the leader. Shared leadership is where team members can also exert leadership as appropriate. Servant leadership focuses on the needs of the followers, and LMX is a new approach that focuses on the relationship between leaders and followers. LMX conceptualizes leadership as a process that is centered on the interaction between leaders and followers. Leaders define different social relationships and exchanges. It's not the case that everyone is treated the same. Before LMX, leadership theory treated leadership as something leaders did to all of the followers. LMX looks at the context of individual followers in their relationship with the leader. In low-quality social exchanges, the leader influences a team member but is not in turn influenced by them. These are formal relationships with well-defined roles and expectations. They have formal employment contracts, and they have structured incentives and monitoring and measurement against performance standards. There's no interaction outside of the contract stipulations. The leader maintains a distance from the team member. In the LMX model, there's an in-group and an out-group, and they're treated differently. Roles for the in-group are based on negotiation with the leader, and as we just went over, roles for the out-group are based on the formal employment contract. LMX leaders offer some employees more opportunity and more responsibility, and as we'll see, this is essential for virtual teams. Members who are willing to negotiate with the leader can become part of the in-group. The in-group receives more information, influence, confidence, and attention from the leader. On their part, in-group members are more dependable, more highly involved, and more communicative. So in a sense, the virtual team becomes an in-group. The stages of relationship in LMX theory are strangers, acquaintances, and empowered partners. Partners become an in-group that moves beyond self-interest, and they embrace team interest. And of course, they're rewarded accordingly. With LMX, formal hierarchical relationships are being replaced with partnering to form peer relational groups. It moves from one-way exchanges to reciprocal exchanges in leader-member relationships. It emphasizes the quality and quantity of two-way interactions. It increases trust, promotes mutuality, and is built on respect and moral obligation. As mentioned, LMX theory considers the quality of leader-member exchanges. Are they formal and rigid, or are they mutual and flexible? The quality of those exchanges defines the quality and effectiveness of the team. As you might expect, positive exchanges result in higher effectiveness. In essence, organizations stand to gain from units with high-quality exchanges between leaders and members. So in this chart, we have the 3 stages of relationship in LMX as the first row: stranger, acquaintance, and partner. And then we have attributes of a relationship in the first column: influence, exchanges, interest, and role. So in the stranger stage of LMX relationships, the influence is all one way. When you become more familiar with each other, you're at the acquaintance stage, and there, in addition to the leader influencing the team member will also influence the leader in certain areas. And again, this comes back to that Austrian view of distributed knowledge, the knowledge economy, and knowledge experts being valuable and in some cases indispensable on a team. And so you're definitely going to respect their influence in certain areas. Finally, at the partner level of the relationship, there's an ongoing reciprocal influence. The team members influence the leader, they influence each other, and of course the leader in turn also has influence on the team members. For exchanges, in the stranger stage of the relationship, it's low quality and kind of rigid and formally defined. With the acquaintance stage, after some trust has been built, you get into medium quality exchanges, and finally at the partner level you have high quality exchanges that are flexible, adaptable, and able to incorporate new knowledge that is necessary to solve the issues that the team has to address to accomplish their mission. In terms of the interest of all the members, at the stranger stage, everyone is self-interested. They're looking out for themselves. In the acquaintance stage, they're interested in themselves, and they have a few others on the team that they are interested in helping out as well. And finally, at the partner level of LMX relationship, their interest is in the team itself. The roles for the 3 stages are with stranger, it's scripted. It's defined by the formal contract. With the acquaintance stage of the relationship, the activities in the formal contract have been tested, and people are starting to build up some trust in other people. There's some mutuality of interest, and so it becomes tested. Then at the partner level, everyone negotiates with the leader and the team on how they can best help the team achieve its mission, achieve the goals to accomplish that mission. So those are the 3 stages of LMX relationship. Okay, at the partner level, that's the greatest predictor of productivity because the team has built trust and respect with each other, and they've built mutuality. They have an interest in all of the parties in the team, and they accept mutual obligations. And the top leaders consistently move from one-way to reciprocal relationships where followers influence leaders as much as leaders influence the team. Susan Hill is a professor at Cleveland State University, and she published the categories of exchanges that would be necessary for virtual teams to accomplish their mission, or teams in general to accomplish their mission. And she published that article in Nordhaus's book on leadership. There's the general category of leadership exchanges, and you have two subcategories there, internal exchanges and external exchanges. And the internal exchanges have two subcategories, task and relational. For task exchanges, you're going to need exchanges with the team or among the team to focus on the goal of the team and the mission that they have to accomplish. The team also has to have exchanges for how they organize themselves to accomplish that mission. They have to have exchanges of knowledge on how to facilitate making decisions. In the relational category of exchanges, there has to be coaching, and we'll be getting into coaching shortly, but there has to be exchanges between the team to help each other with the various activities that are necessary for the team to function. There's also going to be exchanges to collaborate, to work together to accomplish certain activities and eventually accomplish the mission. There's going to have to be exchanges to manage conflict. Now, the external exchanges deal with the external environment. So there the team's going to have exchanges with networks, various knowledge networks that can help them resolve problems or get advice on how to go forward. They're also going to be having exchanges with their external environment in terms of advocating. They're going to be marketing themselves up the chain and reporting on their progress and accomplishment, issues they're facing, and the need for either more resources or the ability to return resources because they're ahead of the game. They're going to have exchanges on negotiating. If they need more resources, the team's going to have to exchange with the external environment to get those resources. So Hill takes the LMX relationship and the social exchanges that need to occur and categorizes them. And it's a very interesting model. Okay, now we've looked at the three categories of leadership theory: leader-focused, follower-focused, and relationship-focused. Now let's consider the application of leadership approaches to virtual teams. We'll start by comparing and contrasting several different leadership styles. And in the first column, you'll see what should be by now familiar leadership styles: transactional, transformational, shared, servant, and LMX. For transactional, the focus is on the leader. It's a leader-centric activity. And the way it motivates the team to accomplish the mission is by appealing to the self-interest of the team. Transformational is also a leader-centric activity, but the motivation is through the inspired vision of the leader. Shared is follower-centric. Here, any of the team members can become leaders. There's not the emphasis on the formal leader that there is in the leader-centric approaches. The motivational approach is team interest. You want these people on this team to have an interest in accomplishing the goals of that team. Servant leadership is likewise follower-centric, but instead of being interested in what the team wants to or needs to accomplish, it's more interested in developing the followers. So it has its motivation is the follower's own interest. LMX is a relationship-centric theory, and it is also built on team interest. And with LMX, you're going to go through 3 stages to get to that point. So those are the various leadership theories. Transactional has two varieties. Contingent rewards is an incentive that is set between leader and follower based on the self-interest of each. And then you've got management by exception, where deviation is critiqued and corrected. Transformational leadership is again where the leader inspires followers to transcend self-interest and pursue the goals of the team. Transactional, now there's been a lot of study and there's a great deal of empirical evidence on how these different styles work on virtual teams. And what was found is transactional based on contingent incentives results in poor performance in virtual settings because there's a difficulty in understanding the contingent needs of the widely distributed team. There's also difficulty in observing performance and providing timely feedback so that the incentive is undermined by distance. On the other hand, they find that management by exception can be effective. Transformational, that is dependent on the leader selling a vision, likewise results in poor performance in virtual settings. There's fewer opportunities to interact, and that means there's fewer opportunities to provide the necessary levels of support to generate confidence. There's less ability to receive questions and fewer opportunities to influence in the time-boxed, technology-mediated communications. LMX has been found to be effective in both face-to-face and virtual settings. Leader activity is not dependent on communicating an inspirational vision and motivating distributed followers to put the team interests first. In LMX, leader activity works to establish high-quality relationships with team members. High-quality relationships lead to high-quality exchange of knowledge and to partnering to achieve the mission. To the extent that transformational leadership is able to form high-quality relationships, it can also be effective in virtual settings, but the empirical evidence is that this generally does not happen because transformational leadership focuses on the leader's vision and not on building high-quality relationships. It's establishing the high-quality relationships that seems to matter in virtual teams. So, coaching is one way you can establish a high-quality relationship in virtual teams. Small organizations like teams often require subject matter expertise in a variety of knowledge domains, and coaching becomes an essential aspect of leading. Larger organizations often formalize this in a manager position, but that's not really appropriate on the size for virtual teams. So the leader is going to be a coach and will need to listen to understand the issues confronting the team members, needs to be able to coordinate facilitate training for the team members, has to be a mentor to help team members grow in their career paths and to share leadership so that they have additional responsibilities, assert authority without being overbearing, build trust, build coalitions to help solve complex problems, foster mutuality, where everybody is interested in the team and other people as well as themselves, and that there's an even give and take. Distance coaching is also extremely important, the considerations for distance coaching on virtual teams. In that case, in the case of a virtual team, global virtual team, the leader and the team members who step up to become leaders at certain points need to know about the cultures of the other members of the team, and how that might affect their personal preferences. They have to know that cultural indices impact the strategy implementation. And we're going to have an entire lecture on culture, but it is important, and we'll mention it here as well. Coaching in certain subject domains is an important function that must be performed, and team members can coach each other, or they can even enlist outside help through knowledge networks. So staff is going to need coaching assistance in the areas of using new technology, in properly preparing various documents, in working in a virtual environment, and perhaps in working in a multicultural environment. Coaching is providing help to individuals so that they can perform their assignments. This includes investigating how a team member is performing by talking with customers, team members, and other stakeholders, and using this input for a coaching plan. The extent of coaching will vary with the type of culture, and of course, as I mentioned, we'll be exploring cultural impact on teams in the 2 lectures from now. For now, though, some cultures expect a great deal of coaching and continual feedback, while others are more autonomous and prefer coaching to be kept at a minimum. Staff will also need feedback on priorities, on their performance, and on difficulties the team is facing. Coaching is more difficult in virtual environments. There's a catch-22. Coaching is essential for virtual environments, but at the same time it's constrained in virtual environments. People cannot go to another person's office and advise them. They need to specifically schedule meetings typically. They need to prepare communication appropriate for the media selected. Here, the LMX model of partners can help in virtual teams because you don't have as many barriers, and there's a lot more flexibility and give and take among the team members in their interactions with each other and with the formally appointed team leader, who is also just a partner. Coaching with a team of partners means there aren't formally defined barriers, and so people can help each other as needed. Some of the methods to improve coaching: have a well-organized communication plan where you periodically review priorities, the methods the team employs, status of your activities, team members' roles and the expectations of team members, and keep your staff directory updated so you know who to contact for particular areas of knowledge. Good to establish overlapping office hours, especially if your team is worldwide. You'll be able to set times when you can talk, when you can have synchronous communications as well as asynchronous. Instruct staff to support one another. Instruct staff to search the staff directory for members who might be able to help them if they have specific issues they need to get resolved. Other methods: have clear priorities, and staff should participate in prioritizing work tasks. Any changes to priorities should be coordinated with the entire team to prevent a disruptive surprise to any team members. And one easy mistake that is made is to prioritize requests from co-located members over those of distant members. Other methods to improve coaching: you need to contact members about performance issues, missed deadlines, work quality, team participation. Explain the issue to the person. Ask why the issue happened, if it was distractions, barriers, or something else. The team lead should ask if there's something he or she can do. And ensure team members understand the team processes, the roles, and responsibilities. Ensure they understand the consequences of continued poor performance. So performance issues are a way to help the team in their coaching. You realize all of a sudden there's something specific that needs to be addressed. Here's how we'll do it. We'll do it in an organized manner. We'll find out what happened, if there's something that the team can do to help the team member overcome that. Make sure the team member understands the team processes. It's an opportunity to coach on team processes, coach again on roles and responsibilities, and ensure, of course, the consequences of continued poor performance are known. Okay, well, this concludes the formal part of the lecture on leadership theories. You have a group project, and the rest of the session this evening will go over your team assignments.